The world had changed, but not by war or plague. This time, it was by beauty, intelligence, and compassion from the stars. It started one quiet midnight. Without warning, 23 silver ships appeared in Earth's orbit. They didn't blast signals or launch missiles. Instead, they descended with grace like angels wrapped in light, each ship shimmering like a liquid moon. The world panicked. Militaries prepared for battle. Scientists scrambled to interpret the energy signatures, and world leaders braced for contact. But what came next shocked humanity. The ships opened, and from them emerged tall, radiant, ethereal beings, female in appearance, but unlike any Earth woman. They called themselves the Ilari. Their skin shimmered faintly under the sun, eyes brighter than any gemstone, and their presence carried a calming, healing aura that soothed aggression and quieted fear. They spoke every language fluently without learning. Their leader, High Matriarch Vile, addressed the United Nations in perfect English within days of arrival. We come in peace. We come with purpose. We come to give Earth what it has long been denied, balance. No demands. No conquest. Just offers. They propose a pact, allow them to live peacefully on Earth, and in return, they will help humanity evolve. Socially, technologically, emotionally. At first, there was skepticism. Humanity had never known a power that didn't ask for something in return. But the Ilari didn't ask for gold or land or obedience. They asked for cooperation. Year 1. The ship begins. It started subtly. The Ilari shared water purification tech that could clean any source instantly. Cities that had struggled with droughts now bloomed with green. They offered power generators the size of a toaster that could power entire buildings for years. No wires, no emissions. But that wasn't what men remembered most. What made headlines, what echoed in hearts, was the way the Ilari treated humans, especially men. While Earth's history had long been marred with competition, ego, and conquest, the Ilari came from a matriarchal society where nurturing, wisdom, and emotional connection were the pillars of civilization. They had no concept of domination or gender war. To them, men were protectors, thinkers, artists, who had simply never been allowed to show it. They began by building havens in every major region, open, peaceful spaces where men could go to learn, heal, express, and be valued without judgment, not as soldiers, not as workers, as beings. In these spaces, human males cried. They confessed. They wrote poetry. They painted again. They laughed with each other, with the Ilari, and for the first time in centuries, felt safe. Year 2, the Brotherhood blossoms. By now, skeptics were disappearing. Even the harshest critics began to soften. Ilari women, with their long silver hair and eyes like dancing galaxies, walked among humans with affection and honor. They didn't seduce, they connected. Their minds bonded with humans through energy fields, allowing them to feel each other's emotions, memories, even dreams. Relationships began to form. Unlike human romance, which was often riddled with games and pain, Ilari human bonds were sacred. One Ilari, Laya, bonded with a lonely Pakistani farmer named Imran. She didn't care for wealth or looks, only his heart, his loyalty, his desire to understand, not dominate. Within months, Ilari women were living with human men all over the world. Not as aliens, not as rulers, but as companions, mentors, partners. Year 3, the end of loneliness. One of the Ilari's greatest gifts was their empathic architecture. Entire cities were redesigned to respond to human needs. Homes adjusted temperature based on comfort. Lights adapted to moods, and roads changed patterns based on emotional traffic. The world felt alive. Men, long told to suppress feelings, were now encouraged to express them. A quiet revolution happened. Male suicide rates plummeted. Violence declined. Brotherhoods of expression replaced gangs. Fathers danced with sons. Strangers hugged without shame. Masculinity wasn't erased. It was healed. Year 4, the gift of the seed. The Ilari revealed they could bond with humans not only emotionally, but biologically, through a process called gene sync. They could create hybrid children, brilliant, empathic beings with the best of both races. These children were raised by both parents, in homes filled with technology, peace, and art. Unlike Earth's past, where power came from force, these children were taught that true strength was in listening, building, and protecting, not from control, but from care. Men, who had long been afraid of fatherhood, now embraced it with joy. They were no longer alone in it. The Ilari didn't burden their partners. They shared everything. Year 5, paradise reached. 5 years in, Earth was unrecognizable. Pollution was gone. War was extinct. Politics had become a global council led by compassion and wisdom, not greed. Cities were green, rivers sang again, and music flowed in every square. People danced again, not in clubs, but in fields under Ilari moons, and shared dreams. But most importantly, men smiled. There was no longer a battle between genders. No longer shame and emotion. No longer masks to wear. A man could walk into a hall of Ilari women, speak his fears, sing his stories, or share his art, and be met with love, not laughter. He could be strong and sensitive. He could protect without violence, lead without dominance, love without losing himself. And the Ilari? They, too, had found paradise. For in men, they saw what their society lacked: spontaneity, humor, bold ideas. Together, human and Ilari built not just a better Earth, but a future worthy of poetry. Epilogue, a message to the stars. High Matriarch Vile stood before the Interstellar Council 5 years after their landing, with Earth's new leaders, both men and women, at her side. "We did not come to conquer," she said. "We came to connect. And in men, we found not weakness, but untapped beauty. In healing Earth's males, we healed ourselves. We did not give them paradise. We helped them remember how to build it. And so the stars turned their eyes to Earth, not as a broken world, but as a beacon of harmony, where alien queens and human men stood side by side, not as rulers or servants, but as equals in paradise.